Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. As you can see, I'm not by myself. I got my boy, One Take Big Dog, right there. Hello, sir. What's good, man? We're doing another one.
Another one. We in the sky this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say hello to all the people out there.
Man, what up, everybody?
Yes. We are talking Top Gun Maverick. Yes, we are. And actually, guys, if you did not know, I've already reviewed this on my channel. I reviewed it last year when it came out in theaters. I saw it in theaters. I saw it in IMAX, all that good stuff. And so if you want to go check out, my non-spoiler review, and I'm not saying that this one right here is going to be full of spoilers as well, you can go check it out. I had a lot of fun with that movie. And I'm really impressed with the rating. And when One Take Big Dog told me, he was like, hey, man, if you're doing these films, there's a couple I want to talk about. We got to talk about Top Gun Maverick. And I got really, really excited. And so, yeah, that's my out of theater reaction right there. There's look what I have in the title. Is this movie perfect? We definitely gonna talk about it. And actually, we haven't talked about this film, have we? At all in any capacity. So I'm very, very curious to see what your thoughts are. But before we get started, if you love what me and One Take has to say, you can follow both of us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. His information is in the description box of this video. And like always, one of the true OGs, he's right there at the top, first row. One Take Big Dog. Make sure you follow him, subscribe. And he don't want me to share his TikTok, but I'm gonna do it anyway. God dang it. Follow him. You know what I'm saying? So all that. Also, man, if you want an audio only version of this, you can get that. It is going to be in the description box below with buzzsprout.com. And I'm on all of these platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. You see the screen. You can also get an audio only version on SoundCloud as well. But One Take Big Dog, let's go ahead and get into this, man. It's possibly obvious, how I felt about this movie with what I've talked about so far. But I'm gonna pass to you, man. What did you think about Top Gun Maverick? Do you think it's being nominated right now for Best Picture at the Oscars? Do you think it deserves that, sir? Let us know how you feel.
Now, we just talked about something else, okay, that I said absolutely deserves Best Picture. But if that doesn't win, 100% Top Gun Maverick deserves me. I know I just told you I cried watching another movie.
Yeah.
But when I tell you I was in there,
really?
I was in there boo-hooing watching it. First of all, it was a really rough time in my life. Only thing I could do at the time was go see a movie. And it was this one. I saw it in a packed theater, one of the big joints, and I said, oh my God. I don't even listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first Top Gun, it's kind of whatever. It's not something that just,
really?
I just remember that much. You know what I'm saying? But this one,
yeah.
I don't want to give my rating already, but I think me and you are pretty much on like the same scale with this one. It was my favorite film last year.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say that too, man. It was one of my favorite films of 2022 as well. Of course, I'm gonna give my rating towards the end, like we always do. But you said that you didn't really, the first one, it was just kind of to you. I remember I finished the first movie 10 minutes before I saw Top Gun Maverick. I was blessed enough to see it early screen, and I timed it out. I was like, okay, I gotta see the first one that came out. It came out in '86, I think.
Yes.
I probably should have looked that up. But I saw it right before. I saw Maverick, man, and I love the first one. But I like the second one even more. You really don't get a chance to beat, your predecessor, like that. But I think that Top Gun Maverick is better than the first film. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But man, you always be hating on me, bro, when I be happy about my technical things when it comes to IMAX and all of that. Yes, that's another reason why I like this film. One Take, we do have the IMAX ratio, that 190:1. It's not just this widescreen. And I have to say, man, whether you're at the theater or at home, you do have, even I got the 4K right here, man. Like I said, I love this film, even though physical media will never die in this house. Physical media to death. Screw digital. They even have the IMAX shots at home. Now, this wasn't like per se shot with IMAX cameras. They use like IMAX lenses. But for me, you still got the great effect, man. And that's just one of the reasons why it was just so good to me, man. Not only was it just a good movie, it looked great and it sounded great. So that's just another reason why it does deserve to be, nominated for Best Picture, But again, talk about these characters, man. Like, I liked them all. There was not a character in this movie that I did not like. I mean, with your boy right here, Maverick, Tom Cruise, one of the greatest actors in Hollywood. He did a great job. Everybody did a great job in this. Jennifer Connelly did a great job with this. Ed Kane did a great job with this. Miles Teller. I mean, I love the relationship that he had with Maverick in this too. I mean, I understood both sides, because he felt responsible for his daddy death in the original. I mean, I kind of can understand how you talking about you crying in this too, man, because it hit you on a personal level, man. But I mean, everybody did a great job. Did you have a favorite character yourself, or is it kind of spread out evenly amongst everybody?
I won't say amongst everybody, even though I do think I agree with you. This is one of my favorite casts of like all of last year, absolutely. And that's why I think the film is, what I'm saying, I regard the film in such high, I have it in such high regards about the film, because that's my biggest thing whenever I'm watching the film is the characters, and they gave you so many good ones and so many. Even if you didn't need a full fleshed out backstory with some of them were just there, to interact. But like Miles Teller and Tom Cruise, those two are two pivotal pieces, and they were excellent. And every single thing, all the dialogue between the characters, all the anger showed towards one another, all the emotion, all of that stuff just played so well with these characters for me, and that's why I loved it so much. To be honest, I really loved it.
And you're talking about interacting between each other, not only just the good stuff for Maverick with Rooster, Miles Teller. I also love what John Hamm was able to deliver in this film as well. The way he was so annoyed with Maverick, in this film. And it was funny to me. I was laughing, at the very beginning when they had the drills or whatever. He was like, the 5,000 feet mandate is not just a rule. It is a law. It's immutable as gravity. And whatever that Cobra move you did, I never want to see that shit again. All three of you could have been killed. I was rolling. I was laughing. It was a serious moment, but I felt, I given his position, given his role in the film, in the story, like I completely understood, where he came from, but I understood where Maverick came from as well. It was like legitimate beef, legitimate, clashing. And I like that when two parties feel passionate about something, they have opposing views, but they're both right. I mean, and you have to be safe. This is not only these are people's lives here that you're dealing with, but you're also playing with $10, $20, $30 million fighter jet plane. It's not cheap. It's not this little fender bender, that you can take down to your local shop and have them switch out a part. But bro, on top, we could talk about this film all day, but just about the way it started off, like it's not so many movies that gets me dancing in my seat. And the music, the score, Danger Zone, all way to Danger Zone. Oh, classic film. I'm in there. I don't care, man. I'm dancing at home, and just like even the beginning of this movie, I can't do the tone. Like as soon as the Paramount logo started, with all the stars flying over the water and going over the mountain, I'm just like this or whatever. It's like this movie made me feel like I can fly. It really did. That may sound silly, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like this movie made me feel like I can power up, like I can do the impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like if I have doubts about something, I can watch Top Gun. I can watch Top Gun Maverick, you know what I'm saying, and be a believer by the end of this, because it did seem impossible, but it was able to get it done, man. And so we were talking about the characters. I like the music, man. Like, do you know who I'm gonna say the protagonist, not the composer for this movie was? Top Gun Maverick. It's your boy Hans Zimmer. Yeah. Your boy Hans Zimmer.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I would have knew that if I would have just been guessing. I probably would have figured that out.
He killed it in this movie, man. I love him. you know, he can be put in the conversation for one of the best composers of all time. A lot of
Absolutely.
people feel like that award should go to John Williams. And that's fine. I have no arguments there. You know, he's John Williams now. You know, he's been in the game, you know, longer than Hans. And to my understanding, if I'm incorrect, politely let me know in the comment section. But John Williams is a little bit before my time. You know, Hans Zimmer was, you know, he'd been working with Christopher Nolan a ton and with, you know, Warner Brothers and all that good stuff. But the score was phenomenal, man. It really was. And so we got some great characters, man. We got the relationship, the dynamic between them, the good music. What else stood out to you about this, man, that you want to celebrate over real quick?
One of the things you mentioned earlier was the sound. Okay. Yeah. Now I don't know what I saw it in. I think it was a Dolby theater. So when the jets are like, you know, they're ripping up.
Yeah.
You know, they take it off. It's like being on a roller coaster.
Yes.
It's just like they take off. You're like holding your breath.
Yeah.
You just wait. Get the cruise altitude. Then you start to relax. It's just I'm like, this is good. Even Maverick riding his motorcycle.
Yes.
Even that. I'm like, this is so like it just visually. It's just we're playing with all your senses. Only thing they could have did was possibly have like some gas in the theater, and I would swear I was there.
Yeah, right. Spray some water on you or something.
I would have thought I was there. That's all it would be.
Yes, bro. Yes.
That's what a film should do.
Yeah.
You was immersed, like you said. You believe you can fly watching the film.
Yes.
You was immersed in it, and that's what you want to be able to do. And Top Gun completely achieves that goal of like immersing like the viewer in this film.
Yeah, 100%, man. We talking about the sound. I said that in my review, man, to where I saw this. I mean, I have a pretty decent, you know, surround sound system at home, so I can get that experience. But I saw it I saw this in LiveMax and True IMAX, man, and the sound was like all over the place. And in my review, I was talking about that. You can just hear like you said, the jets come on, or the fire, or just them swooshing in the air, swoosh. I was like to the window, to the wall. Like I was being really silly and goofy in my review because that stood out, man. The sound design and sound mixing in this was superb. I mean, just hearing them pops and, you know, and them burst, you know, breaking the sound barrier and all of that. You know, like even in the beginning, like with the score, like when he had that stealth fighter trying to go Mach 10 or whatever, that was just so magical. And like he had the respect of the whole crew. Just that whole sequence of just sound and music and music and then like a cone of silence, like all tied up together, hearing the ship fall apart and explode, and he doing his parachute down, hearing one of the goose like he's increasing his speed. He's now reaching supersonic. Like I'm just like, this is amazing. And we're only like in the first 5 minutes of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. Like I'm jumping all around. It even had humor in it as well. I liked all of that. You know, hey, he going to the shop. You know, where he gets this glass of water. Everybody look at him. And where am I? Little boy talking about Earth. You know, I'm laughing, you know, my ass off. Jumping to the end of the film when he says Miles Teller role, Rooster. And he was like, what are you doing? I saved your life. I saved your life. And it's like, why were you thinking? You told me not to think. Yes. And they just kind of stood there and looked at each other. Well, it's good to see you. It's good to see you too. I'm laughing my ass off, man. I'm loving all that. You was about to say something?
Oh yeah. You talking about comedy? I feel like it just also goes into like the characters. Because Glenn Powell, to me, he or she is one of those characters like, you know, this character's not that likable.
Yeah.
But he also has like a certain charisma to himself where you just like, you are pretty good though. You know what I'm
right.
You are pretty damn good. And
right.
You know you deserve it in your position. So I'm just like,
yeah.
You did your thing.
He was an a-hole. He was an asshole, but at the same time, he was smart and he was good at his job. Like there was no reason for him to poke holes at Rooster like that and put his business on Front Street, you know. But of course, I guess they just got to throw the drama in there or whatever, you know. But I didn't care though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was kind of shoehorned in, but I didn't care. Given how skillful he was, you would have thought he would have been more professional. But at the same time, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has character flaws, and of course, they was in this film, and I liked it. I liked it. Even going back to Cyclone, I liked him. That he didn't like Maverick, because he was protected by Kurt Russell, by Iceman. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But when Maverick stole the jet towards the end and proved to them that it could be done and showed them how, just seeing him in the cockpit, breathing heavy, that gravity pulling his body apart, he lowered the time to not 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Well, I even just liked about that is he has Cyclone has such a disdain for Maverick, just wanted to beat his ass. But as soon as he heard him on the radio, he just shut his mouth, looked up at the screen, and watched him work his magic. And then the rest of the crew too, they just kind of just sat back and was like, hell yeah, let's enjoy the show. Like they're an audience member just like us. And it's just like those little standout moments like that is just like really what you're going to the movie theater for. It's like you're a little kid, bro, just leaning in. Like, I mean, that's how I was in this movie, whether I was doing that metaphorically or actually physically, man. I just like that, man. I really did. I don't know if you have any commentary on there. I was also going to bring up, how you felt about Jennifer Connelly and her role in their relationship and the romance that was there. I like I said, man, I can talk about this all day, but like what else you got? What else you got?
Yeah, I think all of that, there were no real weaknesses or in other storytelling for me. And you take that and you accompany.
Hold on, and I'm sorry, I said Kurt Russell. I meant Val Kilmer. My bad. I'm tripping. Y'all don't rip me up in the comments, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go wait till we got there. I don't want to cut you short. I'll go wait till we got there. But it was just, you take all of the story elements, you take all of these characters, and you put them together, and you have great dynamics all around. And then you accompany that with the sound, you accompany that with the visuals, and you like all of that. It just made for the perfect storm. And then as you have this love interest, and we have that Jennifer Connelly, and we put that element in now. I thought it was this. I don't want this to sound bad, but I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute. It just felt so sweet to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep it away from them. I'm like, I like this. They trying to sneak around and do that thing. It was like, I don't know, man. It just kind of pulled at my heartstrings. You know what I mean? Big Dog loves seeing love. Especially on the big screen. I love seeing it. So it just, I don't know, man. This movie just gets you in your feels in so many different ways.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. Even, and I don't even speak about this, man. Those visuals, man, when they're in that cockpit, man, going back and forth, having the dog fights, whether it's a real life simulation, training, the real deal, man. I loved it. That was just some of my favorite parts of the film. Just seeing them in the cockpits, whooshing back and forth without a sound. It looked fantastic. But my two favorite parts of the movie, and I'm pulling up the images right now, just them in that's Jennifer. Okay, all my images are out of order. Here we go. I'm loving all this, but my two favorite parts of the movie is when they fight. It's Mission Go, and they're going to destroy the uranium deposit. Just seeing all of the planes in formation, I don't know why, it's just epic to me. It feels so superhero like. I feel like I could jump in the screen and fly next to the planes themselves. You had one in the front, then two on the left and right, and then one in the back. And it was like, okay, now going to formation, and then they line up one by one. I don't know. They didn't even have the shape, but I was thinking of Mighty Ducks, the Flying V. Those vibes right there. One of my favorite movie, and just kind of just seeing them fly in, bro, just in unison in the way everything is shot. Then they fire the Tomahawk missiles, from the ship that they call Dagger, and they called each individual ship Dagger. I don't know, just seeing them fly in and all those missiles just flying and then attacking the runway at the end. I loved it. But what I even loved more than that, bro, was when they blew up the place and they're trying to escape, but they're being tracked by the missiles. And just them communicating and talking and turning in their seat. 9 o'clock, you got, this, that, turn, break right. 6 o'clock, I was smiling ear to ear. They had one shot or one wide shot of nothing but them flying in and out, and missiles, Tomahawk missiles missing and going under and around, and the flares hitting it, bro. That was like my favorite sequence of events in this movie. I can watch that over and over and over and over again. I mean, Cyclone was like, why are y'all out here on the beach? You should be practicing. You told me to create a team. They was playing on the beach, just like the first movie with the shirts off and all the baby oil and all that, playing football, just like the first movie. I loved it. Some people may call it corny, but it was like, there's your team right there. You wanted me to create a team, there's your team. You wanted me to feel like, that this can be done. I've already done that because I did it in 215, and it showed when they was in the air that there was a team. They really did care about each other. I mean, I just thought that was super dope. I have no complaints. I loved it. Yeah, those are my favorite two parts of the whole movie right there. Would you have any favorite parts for yourself?
Man, you taking everything, dude.
It could be the same thing.
I'm just gonna give you something different. Okay. And I think it's at the bar.
Okay.
When they playing pool, they listen to the music, everybody's about that right there.
Yeah.
it's like, and you see it. It's just like you see. I know it probably definitely had to hit harder for you because you had just got to watching the first film before you saw this one.
Yeah.
But then you just see the younger generation, the different generation of people, and how they're vibing out and connecting with one another. Like I said, bro, I'm all for those character moments. You know what I'm saying? That to me is always going. Like, I love spectacle. I absolutely love spectacle. But when you get down to those character moments and people just literally enjoying themselves, and it seems like they're. And at times, it kind of feels like the cameras got cut off. You just catching people interacting with one another. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that really got to me. And like seeing that them, the camaraderie forming between them, I loved it. Now, also Rooster and Mavericks like confrontation with one another. That right there was good because I'll get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Get it off your chest. Let me know how you feel.
I'm
gonna let you know why I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going on. I'm looking up because at first I'm like, I didn't know his reasoning.
Yeah.
I thought it was something else. I thought he like maybe still blamed him for, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, I'm like, oh, he did that?
That's some whole stuff.
I said, oh, you wow. I see why he mad at you.
Yeah.
I need y'all to talk this out. Let me get that good dialogue.
Yeah.
They gave it to you.
I love it, man. Well said. So the director, he did a hell of a job, man, Mr. Joseph Kosinski. This is what the gentleman looks like right here. If we scroll down and look at his filmography, of course, we're talking Top Gun Maverick. I did see Only the Brave. I remember I saw it it's probably one of the last movies I saw with my mom in the theater because she stopped going because of the pandemic. So that was a great movie. I also liked Oblivion.
Was Josh Brolin in that?
Was we Brolin?
Well, no, it was Josh Brolin in Only the Brave.
I think so. I think he was. Let me check it out.
Josh Brolin.
Let me check that out real quick. Yep, Josh Brolin.
Oh, yes, that movie broke me. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a good one. So the director got something under his belt. A lot of people crap on Oblivion, man, but I liked Oblivion. I really did. You didn't see it?
I don't think I see
Okay. All right. Got some IMAX shots in that. Tron Legacy was all right. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if you saw that one as well. But man, I love this movie. Excuse me. What would you rate this on 1 out of 10? One take.
Oh man, I feel like I'm so lenient, or just I'm not that tough of a critic. I don't care. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I got you. That's exactly what I gave it to. I gave 3 10s for 2022. Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
Teal.
Okay. And
also, You Don't Agree, but The Whale.
Okay.
With Brendan Fraser, you know what I'm saying? Those are not. I don't think I can't remember the last time I gave 3 10s in 1 year. It's usually only one. you know.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed all three of those movies. But yeah, Top Gun Maverick, that's 10 for me, man.
Yeah.
I love this right here. This is my go-to movie. I can play this at any time. You know, just some movies that when you just skip it, you know, I don't really watch TV like I'm skipping through channels anymore. But you get what I'm trying to say, cable, satellite, whatever. You flipping through and Top Gun Maverick pop on, but you can just stop it and watch it at any time. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy yourself. May try to get mad if you can't start it over, you know? And so I'm sorry to all my neighbors. I know y'all done probably got mad at me for cranking my surround sound up to 70 because I was basing it pretty loud at 6 o'clock this morning. For preparing for this review. But it's just that good, man. It's just that good. And so, yeah, guys, those are our thoughts right there for Top Gun Maverick, film that is being nominated for the best picture for the Oscars. Will it win? I doubt it, but you know, it still deserves all the recognition that it's getting because it's just a phenomenal film. And so, you have any final thoughts, sir?
I was wondering, like, I'm thinking, like, I ain't gonna talk about the other film we talked about, but between this one and that one, I'm looking at the competition. It's just when I think of best picture. You know what I'm saying? I need something that encapsulates everything, not just like good in one aspect of it. And I do feel like Top Gun Maverick checks off all the boxes. I kind of feel like, you know, sometimes with films, and then I do want to bring this up. Top Gun Maverick, I think, made about 1.5 billion.
Yeah. Close.
What was it? 1 point, very, very close.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's because of it being a sequel, because it's 35 years after the original.
Yeah.
30 some years after the original. I think it was just simply a film that people went and saw, and they just made the decision like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is what we come to the theater for.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's like most movies making like that, either sequels or superhero film. No, this was just an incredible film that did everything, that checked all the boxes that you want to see as a audience member. And that's why it was so successful. And I think something that has to be said about that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%, man. It was just an incredible feel-good film. And, you know, I'm glad that we both loved it. You know, and you're right. You know, the first one came out in 86. It's phenomenal. I guess doing well on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, 99%. That's amazing. They said one person didn't really care for it, but yeah, man. If you want to subscribe to myself and follow One Take Big Dog as well, his information is in the description. Like I said, you know, the man, he is on my channel tab right here as well. I am covering 4 out of the 5 best animated Oscar-nominated films. I'm covering all 10 of the best picture-nominated films and also a few others. And so subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time here, leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm going to keep saying that. Subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up, all that. And check out my other reviews as well for all the Oscar-nominated movies. And again, if you do subscribe to my channel, you will get movie reviews. You will get spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show, Bel Air Season 2, Snowfall Season 2, trailer reactions, a couple of interviews, and some fresh out of the theater reactions. My movie news roundup show will not be the Sunday of the Oscars because it will be the Oscars. I'm going to do it the following Monday. That is March 13th at 6 p.m. CST. I'm going to host my show 6 p.m. CST, March 13th, Monday. And we're going to go over all the winners, all the losers, and I would love to have you guys there. So make sure you come through. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's One Take, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.